Don't be a degenerate. Yeah, I wish I could do like that raspy.
Level up, nigga.
Stronger down here. Oh.
Shut up. Shh.
Please don't call the cops.
I don't remember. Most of December was gone off the Zanny. Shit's been getting uncanny. I'm ghosting bitches so much, it's like I'm Danny fucking Fanny.
Yeah. Alex, hit play. Please don't call the cops!
Oh God, that Pete.
Snoop Dogg wine, baby. I'm pouring us some shots.
It's not the good kind of scene.
Out now. YouTube, SoundCloud, link in description. Bandcamp.
Wet, pussy on the floor. Wet.
It's our album. We've worked hard on it. Been many years.
We popping Cristal. What is that?
It's Snoop Dogg Rosé. Cali Rose.
I'll
Show
take
that to the cam. Yeah, everyone take a little
What is that, yours?
Take any. It doesn't matter.
Ew, I don't want to drink your fucking backwater.
I didn't drink it, bro.
Fam.
Josh will give you like the least. The one with the
You don't
least
know
in it.
how long we've been waiting for this moment,
Oh.
We taking shots, baby.
which we haven't even planned out.
No.
Josh didn't even want it.
No, of course not. But I knew if I told him about it beforehand, he wouldn't have taken it.
It's 3:30 in the afternoon.
And we celebrated, baby. Come on.
That's the whole... Dude, it's 3:35 a.m.
Boom.
somewhere.
There you go.
You know? Which is a reference to a song on the brand new album by
All
Fanny
done
PaK.
sitting right fucking here in this basement. Cheers, boys.
I'm on one
Cheers for the
song. I'm
thumbnails.
on one song.
Cheers
I
for the
probably...
thumbnails.
Let's...
Get that shit in there.
Look.
there.
My one verse, I pretty much bodied the whole project. But if you want to keep listening past my verse on the first song, feel free.
Could have been an issue putting like the 5-minute song first. You know, maybe could have done a shorter one, but it's the perfect introduction to the whole thing.
I mean, to review your own rap music is...
Yeah.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it'll be on the year-end rankings. Let's see how it shakes up at the very end.
I can at least review it because I didn't really I wasn't really involved with any of the music. Solid project.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. I think it comes together. The one...
Not a fan of wine.
It is actually kind of interesting how listening to it now, finally, now that it's finished, but I know all the...
You've heard I've played it to you many times.
I've heard all the other versions of these songs too before they were finished. So I was listening to like Coleslaw and I was like, wait, what happened to the whole Adam part about rose golds on a daisy train and
that's a different.
shit like
that's
that.
a whole different
It's
song.
like, oh,
though.
that was they used that for a different
for
thing.
Coleslaw, I don't know what it. No, we just had a chorus. We just had a chorus that wasn't. No one put anything on, or no, you had a chorus on it.
My chorus
didn't
for
fuck
that,
with it.
I hated it.
And then, like very last minute, we just did some random
those
shit.
were one of the last things we recorded. Maybe was the sort of back and forth between you and I, where we just co-wrote that thing. That was the first time we actually co-wrote something together.
Well, whenever we're in the studio, it's usually like.
It's a collaborative experience.
Yeah, like whenever, at least the three of us were always like pinballing, like, oh, what rhymes with this? Like, oh, what do you think of this? Like, it's always kind of a collaborative effort to an extent.
That's usually like.
But co-writing,
from the very beginning, like let's just go back. Let's do it back and forth.
Yeah, and stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel because we're gonna have a kind of behind the scenes, behind the madness studio session of one of the last sessions we did for the album, where you see one of I think one of Alex's favorite songs being created. That's Kraken and Prius. Along with a few others that didn't make the album, but I think I'm just gonna throw up a bunch of Lucy's throughout the summer as well. Just fucking feed the people.
I mean, let's just allow you let's just indulge you and ask about the process of making this, because it is pretty interesting.
Well,
we don't talk about it enough because this whole podcast is about like
other rappers, but we also
music.
rap, we make music, and I think it's interesting to some people how just, I'm sure people out there listening also dabble, and, I think every person who's big...
Every critic is just secretly, they want to be the one doing it.
And anyone who loves rap music has at least tried to write a verse, or like rap on a beat, or freestyle. Like I think everyone's tried to.
Or at least they can rap along to their favorite verse or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first... I wish I looked it up beforehand about like the first song that we made for it. But I think it was probably around 2018, so it's been like 5 years in the making. The last song we did for it was Crackin' and Prius, which was, I think, in 2020. And then it's been a year of just getting people's opinions and going through and mixing and mastering and trying to make it, perfecting it, but also, I'll take the blame for a lot of the procrastinating. You know, it shouldn't have taken that long. On the one hand, it's a 45-minute long shit post. Yes.
So you can't overthink it, but
exactly.
It's also,
I don't want to just put out trash though. I want to be proud of it for at least a little bit, and then move on and go to the next one. And
a lot of these songs are packed with jokes.
Yeah, that you want people to actually hear,
or conceptual ideas.
It's high quality shit post. It's not like some low effort fucking recorded on a dollar store mic shit. It's with all this equipment, you know, like beats are pretty fire all the way through. Like it's still.
One of the things with the song "Fuck Geneva" that like is the intro song was like so much hand wringing over that track, because it was the whole idea was like, this is gonna be our most ignorant song with like our most evil, like vicious verses that we can possibly write.
Yeah, just some gross ass shit.
And it was over a free information beat.
The Zealots of Stockholm, one of my favorites,
which is actually low key kind of a like we're revealing. Like with the sample choices, you're revealing.
Yeah, I think Adam was the one that picked that beat too. Shout out Adam. We might get him a call on a little bit later, depending on how long we take talking about this. But I think it was important for me to put Fuck Geneva first, because I'm like, we need to just set the tone. I don't want to like bait anyone really. Like I want to like, as soon as you press play, I want you to know what you're getting into. That's why like the intro starts with like all of us fucking around in the background making jokes, like because half the time like in this album you can hear people like laughing in the background and shit, which I think is
that's my favorite.
That's like a unique thing that I don't think people, like it's an interesting kind of thing of just you can really hear we're just like friends freestyling and having fun in the fucking basement, and I think that comes through a lot
over the time when you actually develop it into one listening project. It's like you're kind of like the host of this party with all these like different types of mentally ill people from all kinds of different backgrounds,
a lot of characters,
you know. Like, there are certain... one of the things I wanted to mention was... Like, it actually takes a lot of finesse with the song Men and Boys, with how... Two Logs is sort of the quintessential... You guys are all pretty problematic, but he's the one that takes the craziest one in the group, but then he starts his verse normal, like, talking about, like...
Which makes it even funnier, because in real life, he's, like, the tamest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the most normie, probably. Yeah.
I know.
He has sides, you know?
It's always the most normie people that are actually, you know... psychos.
Yeah, in terms of talking about my favorite parts about making the album was, I think it was around 2019 winter, when we did like Men and Boys in 16 in back-to-back sessions, and they were both at the tail end of we make 3 songs a night type of thing, and they were both at the tail end, and we freestyled both of them pretty much. I don't think we wrote anything down, most of us at least. We had some ideas, but most of it was...
I wrote the opening for Men and Boys down. But that was it.
Yeah. I think Anthony might have wrote his verse maybe, but me and were going off, or me and Diaper Board were going off completely off
16
top.
Is definitely the most TikTokable song on the whole project.
Yeah. Speaking of, look at our TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all below.
We're going off. I mean,
we gotta learn how to make TikToks though. I really don't know
how to
make
it. Somehow you just do TikTok and you have way more views than anybody.
Yeah.
I guess just because the thing shows it.
It's an algorithm. It's a good algorithm it has there.
It's and the autoplay thing as well.
Yeah.
It's you get things even get views even though people probably don't watch it and shit. I don't know.
And follow YJ_rap for any... I'm going to be promoting the album all summer, so any little details, little tidbits, little funny meme shit posts, go check that out as well if you want.
There's special moments on each song. My favorite...
Everyone has there's a stand-up performance in each one where someone gives it their all.
My favorite part is from Taylor Swift Isn't Real is... I like Deeg and Jizz's verses, but I also really like Big Daddy Big Bones just going off on...
Or 2 Logs, you mean?
Doesn't he go off on that one about now I'm not trying to lie all the time?
Oh I was confused with Coleslaw. He's really into it. Yeah, he's
like a crazy bitch, and
his flow is kind of sporadic, and he's
yelling and throwing shit
all across
the room.
No, it's funny.
Yeah,
shout out Big Daddy Big Bones. He's not on this project a lot. He really doesn't rap. He's not really about the life. But whenever we wanted him to lay down,
there's moments where a smaller character who does not on as many of the songs shows up.
Like Kid Sid's on here only twice, but like he should have been on here a lot more because he's a great addition to any song. There's like a bonus track that I might be releasing as well with him on it, so stay tuned for that. His verse on Coleslaw, Two Logs' verse on Coleslaw is great as well. It's probably Two Logs' best verse on the whole thing.
Me and all my boys inside of you like a trailer park.
That's a bar. Come on.
It's a fun time.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to touch on. Go check it out. This probably will all sound alien to you unless you check it out. So I urge you, if you're into this kind of shit, if you like the podcast, if you want to support us, run it up. Why not? I gotta talk about Dummy Thick real quick. That song was the last single we dropped. It was kind of in limbo because it was one of those points where I was making music just off of shit Diaper Boy said. He said something about Dummy Thick or whatever. He was like, I'm Dummy Thick or some shit. And then I'm like, I'm gonna make that into a song. And then I did. And then Two Logs hopped on it, but not Diaper Boy. He was in the session with us. It was me, Diaper Boy, and Two Logs. And Two Logs' verse is like great, but like it's just a little too problematic. Like it's hilarious, but like maybe for the bonus I'll throw it up. But it's just a little too much, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it because I really liked the song, but it only had the one other feature. It wasn't good enough with just my shit. So I reached out to Lil B, the meme rapper, the OG Lil B, and I emailed him and I'm like, hey man, we're doing this meme rap shit. We're super inspired by your shit, and I'm wondering if you can hop on a song. And he got back to us and he was like, yo, your shit's fire. Y'all are funny as fuck. And he was like, we talked about like a price and some shit, but it kind of fell through. It felt kind of sus to me. I've heard some stories where he kind of ripped some people off before. I was pretty poor when that was coming up, so I didn't really want to spend $50 to $100 on and just get robbed.
Lil B, you could have been on a fucking classic project.
If you want to be on the remix, man.
Oh yeah, Dummy Thick remix
with Lil B and Two Logs.
Yeah, and Zach Fox and
shit.
We'll get Kenny Beats. To produce.
But so Lil B was that was my plan, and then that kind of fell through. I was wondering what to do, and then my old roommate Hayden sent me this guy Hydrocock, this meme rapper, and he just sent me some of his songs. I think like I don't remember the names of them, but I probably couldn't say any of the names of them because problematic. But shout out to him because I messaged him just on a whim. I'm like, I need someone for this song, and he did it for fucking free within like 2 days, and it was fucking fire. Like, go listen to it. It's insane.
Yeah,
he bodies like everyone on it's the only feature on it really too, other than the SuperFinger boys. But Pasty's a part of a bunch of songs. He's a affiliate of Fanny PaK. A lot of them times he makes the songs, so shout out Pasty for that as well.
He's kind of low key a pinch hitter.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't know what that means.
He comes in and when the team's on a pinch, brings that nerdy boy energy. That we need.
Because I'm just here anyway, so I might as well jump on.
Yeah, living down here, so might as well. If you want some Korean bars, check out Rock and Roll Baby. Diaper Boy goes off. That's probably his best performance on there.
The multiculturalism on this album.
Yeah. And make sure to stick around to the very end if you want, because there's some real ass rap shit at the very end. Like, if you don't like the rest of the album, like, listen to the last song, the last 2 minutes, because Lil D gives a fantastic verse on some real hip hop shit.
On some Dark Lane demo tapes.
Yeah, and it kind of teases the direction we're going to be going from there on. So if you like that, then stay tuned, because that's kind of what we're up to next.
More tune for your head top.
Music videos. I'm going to start storyboarding some music videos, get them out to the guys, see what they think. It's not over. This summer is Fanny PaK summer. Murder in the Mosh Pit summer. Murder Boy summer.
Sex, Money, Murder.
Murder on My Mind summer. Yeah.
Swagonometry.
That's what it is.
Swagonometry is the song where you go the hardest lyrically on the whole album, and then...
Yeah, I try to. I kind of bit off more than I could chew, like flow wise. Like that one, I kept having to redo because I was never truly satisfied with it. But at some point, I'm just like, I just have to let it go.
Yeah, my favorite verse, my favorite bar. I'ma let the world burn, sit between two ferns,
like Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. We show our comedy roots on the album.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, The Simpsons.
Yeah, we try to get that in there. Throw some meme culture in there.
Yeah, and then I love how in that song, Deeg hops on the second half with a real like lazy, lackadaisical flow, and then
I think that was freestyle.
And then he really gets into it, and by the end of it,
you hear the laughing at the end.
The thing about the hose.
Yeah, it's a good song. You look like Schoolboy Q with those clear frames, dog.
Bam. I got a whole new wave out here. It's fucking Funk Wave Volume 2.
Let's go.
On my face.
Alright, so I'm going to see if I can call up Lil Deeg, who is an integral part of this album, see if he wants to talk about it at all, and if not, we'll get right into the nitty-gritty of what we're talking about today. A bunch of new music dropped. We're going to get into all of it.
I'm gonna have to
Honestly, Nevermind.
I'm going to have to hop on Genius to explain some of the bars.
Oh, the Blizzard One Goss bars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out our Rap Genius page.
Yes, sir.
3K views on Splash.
Yeah, that one is wild to me. I don't understand. Alright, let's give it a shot. He might be picking up his girlfriend right now, so we'll see if he answers.
We're about to get audio of We Call Together Part 2.
Yo, are you available to talk?
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit. Well, you're live on the Rapcast. Good to have you back, bud. It's been a long time coming.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Please don't call the cops.
We out here. We just spent the first, 10 minutes talking about the album. If you want to say anything about it, you can. You don't have to if you don't have any thoughts, but feel free.
What's there to say? I'm enjoying my last days of freedom before the FBI comes at me. Thanks to a joint effort, I'm saying my last goodbyes to my family.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how we're all feeling. I made sure to message fucking Big Daddy Big Bones. I'm like, we're legally good, right? Like, we're all right. We don't have to. We ain't gotta do nothing.
We got lawyers in the crew. It's fine.
We good. We fine.
It's been a long time coming, though.
Fuck, and I took apology for that at the beginning. I'm like, hey, that was mainly my bad, you know. It didn't have to take 5 years to come out.
Not really, though. It's because it's kind of unfair for us to put all the mixing on you, right? So it was really...
Yeah, I mean, Pasty helped a bit as well, of course. But I'm very, perfectionist when it comes to this shit. And maybe to a fault, because Alex was saying earlier, it's a meme tape, so you don't really want to, overthink it too much, but also you don't want to deliver, shit quality music at the same time, you know? You want people to be able to understand and kind of you want it to be listenable at the end of the day. So we took that time, and then COVID happened, and then we kind of stopped for a bit, but then we managed to do the Crack in a Prius song, which I'm thankful that we waited to drop, because that song was one of the highlights to me. That's a crazy one.
What about that song made it so anticipated for you? I wonder why.
Everybody goes.
Everyone's verse, including your own, I'll say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a great verse. What can I say? You go full two logs on it, which I fuck with.
Dare I say, I kind of outshined Two Logs. I don't want to toot my own horn.
No, on that song, you did. I mean, you outshined all of us pretty much on most of the tape. You're probably the best rapper on the whole crew, if we're being real with it.
I mean, I'm here for the DJ drama kind of aspect you added to it. I was very surprised because I didn't hear that version, and I heard you screaming immediately as the album started.
Yeah, I had to, because that's the thing, it was so tough, when we're in the studio rapping, it's always oh, we come up with the verse, we lay it down, it's hilarious, we listen to it, we're done, and then we don't think about doing ad-libs or ever changing the verses or anything. So I kind of figured...
you did most of the ad-libs on...
Yeah, a few times.
Verses, right?
And most people's verses. I think Two Logs did a few ad-libs here and there. I think Diaper Boy may have done a few. And Pasty, I made sure to do... I made Josh do most of his as well, because he was here. But the rest of you guys, it was so hard to get people back and to redo shit and to do ad-libs and stuff. So I'm if I want to give this thing more of an identity, make it a little more cohesive, I want to add in my own shit into it. and also add in little clips from things, and the "Please Don't Call the Cops" meme of the kid screaming that shit. I thought was pretty funny. Yeah, that was a very last minute decision. Like, it was ready to go, and then I'm like, let me just throw these in here because it's funny as fuck.
That's actually dope, though. But I mean, I liked it because it kind of. I think without it, because I've been listening to the tape.
Hell yeah, man.
And on the drive, right? And I was like, it's good. It's good. I wonder why it's not good now, but it's good. And but it was missing something. You know what I mean? And I feel like that introductions, those quick Migos style ad libs.
Yeah. I had to put something to tie it together, or else it would feel like just a bunch of songs thrown together. Like, I mean, it kind of is, but like, I wanted it to give it a little bit more of an identity, like I said earlier. But
it's an experience.
It's an experience, for sure.
It's only 40 minutes.
Yeah. It really feels shorter. Like, it's 40 minutes, but it feels like
it could be 30. Like, it doesn't really.
It doesn't feel like.
Because the longest song is the first one, and after that, they're all like relatively like short. So, I thought it was a big problem with my first tape, which we won't even speak of. It was like an hour 10 or some shit like that, and it did not need to be. And there's still some highlights on that one.
Is a classic.
There's still some highlight, as John said on the album. There's still some songs I can listen to on that one, but probably 60% 75% of it, I'm like, it's just too cringe. But hopefully it won't be the case for this one. But this one I like significantly more than Jizzin' Everywhere, I think. Just because it's with the bros, and we had so much fun making it, and we got to do it again. We've been doing these little Discord songs, me and you, and we gotta keep it up, and maybe do some more with like certain themes, or like get some more of the guys into it and shit too.
Yeah, but it's working. I mean, next time you guys are all together, we can just Discord, because it works. It's not like it's
yeah, I think Two Logs has a mic. I think Diaper Boy has a mic. I think Kid Sid has a mic, and we're like, that's like pretty much the main rap crew right there.
Two Log has I don't know about Two Log.
He might have like one of those snowball mics, like one of those kind of shitty ones. But I don't know.
But I mean, as long as you can compress it, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Who did because I know it's bad that I don't know, but who did most of the mixing?
That was mainly me. Josh helped with it, but at the end of the day, like, we talked about it before, me and him kind of have different like mixing styles, and like, because I had access to like all the files, I kind of knew what I wanted it to sound like, so whenever I gave something to Josh to mix, it was good, but like it was mixed well, but like not mastered. So Josh mixed some of them, and then I kind of mastered them and mixed them a little bit my own way, just to make it fit with the rest of the album.
I remember mixing Coleslaw and Crackin' a Prius and Men and Boys.
Yeah, Men and Boys, that was a fantastic mix too, because Men and Boys like sounds so good, regardless of the content. If you're a big fan of the content of the song, is a different story, but like, it just sounds nice, if you completely turn your brain off.
I went in hard, like, professional mode for Men and Boys.
Yeah,
I went into like adjusting.
Got hard for Men and Boys.
I went in the tiny little adjustments, like on certain plosives and like certain phrases and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing the file of that, and you were like very, very. You went into the weeds with that one.
Yeah.
Which I can't say the same for the rest of the songs I did. I kind of just, I definitely took my time with it, and I got super specific with it, and if there were some things that I weren't working, then I would fix them, but I mean, Pacey's mixes are probably better than mine, but...
Nah, I think that yours has a quality. It's just different, not quality, but that's not the right word, but like different tastes, I think.
Yeah, it's just different styles, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Men and Boys sonically was just the best part of the album. I feel like it was very like,
because it's out of left field. Like, that one and 16 are the ones that like don't really fit, but in like the best ways possible, where it's like completely like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Like, we haven't really done
Fanny PaK,
those
R&B jam.
Yeah, we haven't really done that kind of shit much, and I really fuck with it when we do. We have a few like more serious songs that will come out at some point, I swear to fucking God, that are kind of in that more lane, and I love doing that kind of shit. I just can't write a hook for shit or come up with a melody for shit, but luckily some of you guys can, so...
I mean, going through the hardest writer's block that I've ever had to deal with.
Didn't you smoke weed again recently? Then you were like writing a bunch again?
Yeah, but
can't be smoking weed all the time. Yeah.
Something different when I'm not high.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the second quarter mixtape, dude.
Shit.
Hey, don't wait too long.
Don't hold
The
your
streets
breath.
is waiting for you with bated breath.
I'm waiting for I don't know. I'm waiting for passport photos too. That was my
Yeah.
fucking jam. That one still goes on.
Check out Deego's music.
Facts. We have it linked below. Check it out. I think that's probably enough pandering for our own shit. It's been like 25 minutes of talking about
we
us.
want to talk about Drizzy
And I
Drake.
feel gross, and I want Adam. I want to get your opinion. We want to get your opinion on the new Drake album. As the resident Drake stan here, what are your thoughts?
Well, here's the thing. It feels like whoever I'm not 100% sure who owns the rights to Drake's music, because I feel like
Coming off strong.
it was a good album. It was a great album, in my opinion. There's some really nice tracks on there. You got Massive. Massive is great. Flights Booked, great. Overdrive, great.
You're listening to all the songs that I do like, so that's
Yeah, I feel like I don't know who owns the rights to the music. I feel like they said, okay, CLB was kind of a flop. Let's try and hit the world market here, so not just North America. So they said, screw rap, and let's just put out a whole album of passion fruit. But
Yeah.
Was CLB like a flop though? I mean, like quality wise, it might not has been his best, but like he sold a lot with it. I guess people don't really talk about it anymore though. Maybe that's why it just didn't have the longevity. Maybe.
yeah, I feel like maybe it was a flop in the sense of the quality. I think that
And it didn't really have any like huge hits, like ones that like really, not like there's no Nice for What's on that shit,
Knife Talk was pretty big.
Knife Talk was pretty big.
In the rap world only.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think that it didn't have enough highs on the album for it to last, right? Like Knife Talk, you're still hearing on the radio, but that's because that was a single off the album.
Yeah.
That was the album, so I don't even think that it could be a single. But you could tell that they really put their millions and millions of OVO hoodie money behind that song. So,
Yeah.
But I think the rest of the album, it's not a flop. Don't quote me. It's not a flop, but it's definitely not something that he really put his efforts behind. I think Drake has stopped giving a shit about music, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm seeing a lot of people saying, how like it's not like necessarily like the worst music ever, it's just like kind of reeks of like low effort. And even the new one, at least to me,
I mean, I only heard it a few times, and it was like, does every song sounds exactly the same. But there's a couple that I like.
There are
Sticky
highlights.
was a good one.
I'm not a fan of Sticky.
I like A Keeper.
No.
I got a new muse.
To me personally,
That's bad.
I think the first half of the album is like dog shit, and like the second half is like actually pretty decent.
You don't like your pussy is
Calling my name. No, that was actually not that. That one I had on my phone for a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? I could probably learn to love this one.
Is that the one with the bed squeak sounds?
No.
In it? Yeah, that was one of the worst songs.
Yeah,
in my
that one was
opinion.
bad. The single that had that music video, like the 7-minute long music video, like Falling Back, I think that one was like not good to me. Like I don't know why he chose that one as a single and not like Overdrive or Downhill. Like those are like good songs to me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about this Drake album that I have refused to say out loud.
Oh, boy.
I feel like I might as well say it. This album was not for us. This album was for Drake when he's in his Rolls Royce with a girl on his arm, and he's like, he doesn't really care about what song comes on. He just wants something to vibe to. Or it's for when he's in the club double fisting the Johnny Walker. He's not really paying attention to his surroundings. He just wants something to vibe to again. So it's music for Drake to vibe.
Yeah, it is a vibe.
It's soulless shit. It's garbage. In a good way though. In a good
But that's
way.
what people are saying. They're saying like, "Oh, it's good background music," but I'm like, "Do you like what? In what situations do you
That's
really?"
not a compliment. Like,
Yeah, like I don't know.
This album's really good. It helped me fall asleep, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I could see it, like, going off at, like, a pool party or something. Like, some of the songs, like, yeah, I'll play.
Oh, for sure.
But, like, in many other contexts, I don't know if I'm playing this album much.
I mean, just think about it, right? You, yourself, you're sitting at home, right? You come home from a long day, right? You don't really want to commit to the Netflix. So what do? You load up your whiskey glass because you're an alcoholic like Drake. You
Well, yeah.
put cubes in there. You sit down on your couch. You smoke a cigar. You don't care what music comes on. You're just trying to de-stress. So that's when it hits you with that. Your pussy calling my name. It's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it is calling my name, and you don't really care. You don't care that it's calling my name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I suppose. Like, it's not as, like, people are saying it's, like, the worst shit ever. And maybe, like, I don't listen to house music, really, so maybe it is, but, like, all things considered, like, I do...
Even by house music standards, is this considered?
Yeah, in terms of, like, the beats, that was one of Josh's main complaints. We all listened to it together for the first time while we were, like, just sitting down here vibing. I guess that's probably a good context to listen to it, I suppose. But Josh's main issue was that, like,
there was all bros in the room.
There was a kick, that's true.
There's 4 on the floor. There's a type of kick is 4 on the floor where the kick hits every beat, and I'm like, every single time.
Yeah, production was not very varied. Aside from the Calling My Name song, like, I do like the production on that one. On Massive, I like the drop. I like, you know, the kind of summary type shit. And I like, you know, the 21 Savage song at the end is dope. I mean, because it's like the only rap song on it. But I feel like he just threw that in there because, like, well, he wants to get the rap fans too, right? Like you said, this album might not be for us. It could be for these hoes out in Ibiza right now going crazy. But he still managed to throw in the one song that us rap heads would be like, okay, it's pretty fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I don't know who owns the rights to Drake's music. I don't think that this album was ever meant to actually come out. I feel like this was just like a bunch of unreleased tracks he had in the tuck from, like, when everyone was saying, oh yeah, Drake put out an R&B album or put out that soft shit album. But I don't think it was ever meant to come out. And I feel like when he heard it was coming out, he said, oh, maybe I actually have to include something that's not this because people aren't really gonna like this.
Interesting.
That's why he put the Jimmy Crooks on the album. That's why he put even Massive and Liability don't really feel like it's on this album, right? Like, I get that the beat's the same, but I don't feel like
okay.
They're album.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, and it's weird that, like, Jimmy Crooks is, like, the one that I think that went number one, like, on the, like, that was, like, the one hit that everyone was like, okay, yeah, this is good, it's interesting, because, like, I think this album, because there was no rollout, it was, like, the day before, people were, like, rumored that it was coming out, yeah, and then maybe Drake is like, oh, shit, I guess I should put it out, and then just decided to do it with not really much care or effort, really, into, like, because some of the mixing isn't too great here, like, he can sing, he's a good singer, but some of the tracks in the first half, like, he uses auto-tune where he doesn't need to use it, and it doesn't really, it's not too flattering to me. But it is like a summer album, it makes sense. Like, I can see why some people like it, but yeah, it just might not be for us. I think that might be just the thesis of it all, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Alex, have any... You're kind of wincing over there.
I might come, I might go, I don't know. That's pretty much what every song sounded like to me. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I love Passion Fruit Free. It's one of my favorite Drake songs, but it doesn't mean that this album is too great to me.
I mean, you also had Signs, and there was another song that sounded kind of like this.
Yeah, he's had the idea of kind of doing this in the past, and I've been kind of begging Drake to, like, switch it up because I feel like since Views is a popular opinion, so I'm just reiterating it. People say since Views has kind of made, like, the same album, kind of like this kind of style of just mixing the R&B and rap and calling it a day, and people want him to switch it up, and I wanted him to switch it up, and this is a switch up for him, but still not really done in the best way to me. But
yeah, here's a hot take that your viewers are gonna love. Drake doesn't decide when his music comes out. It's the Jewish mafia.
Okay, yeah, that's a hot take.
I mean,
I haven't heard that one before.
They said we didn't get the album sales from CLB that we wanted. It didn't hit around the world, It barely outsold Kendrick. That doesn't work for us. And Drake is a money factory to them, so they need to fuel the Somalis they have in the tuck that Drake has exposed before. And they said, all right, it's time for us to put out something else that the rest of the world's gonna like. Like, if you actually look at it, like, you look at the breakdown of it, like, everyone in North America says, oh yeah, this Drake album sucks. Everyone around the world, like, I'm seeing people from, like, African YouTubers, UK YouTubers, I don't really watch a lot of Asian YouTube, but, like, I'm sure out there it's kind of a hit with that Russian dubstep being such a big thing out there. So it's not really for
it's not
it's for the world, eh?
I mean, it's not a bad point, yeah, because it is kind of, like you said, it's kind of like world music, and I follow like some like UK like YouTubers and shit, and they do like fuck with it because that kind of house scene is like bigger there, I guess, or more popularized. I don't know, but
yeah, it's hard for us to really understand that rap is only big to us. The UK is only just getting into rap, and that's because they have their own version of rap, and that's UK drill, which I think is different.
What's that festival that Kendrick just performed at? Glastonbury? Where is that? Is that like in Germany or some shit?
Glastonbury is the UK.
Is in UK, yeah. So it's getting there, but I guess it is mainly still a US based. I mean, UK is like just starting to pop up and shit, and there's like rappers from around the world, but like
even then, it was like the UK did actually really like rap for a little while because Jay-Z headlined Glastonbury like years ago.
Yeah.
So like it's been coming up for a while.
Yeah, no, it's definitely popular in UK, but like now they're coming out with like the Slow Ties and the Daves and the Skeptas, and like it has its own genres coming out, which kind of makes it more. Rap is more of a it's more of there's more of an identity with UK now. It's not just like, oh, we like the US rap over here. Now they're actually starting to make their own shit and have it cross overseas, which is important. And if Drake's trying to cross overseas, then all for it. But
just fucking stay over there.
I mean, that's the reason why it's getting really hard to make your own identity in rap. Just because it's so globalized now, but at the same time, it's not anywhere near its full potential. Like, you could go, I don't know, in the depths of the Serbian countryside, right? You'll hear a lot of people listening to folk music. Folk music is unironically one of the easiest things to blow up in because it's such a widely recognized genre group. Classical, you'll hear classical anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you go. Even though people will say it's a dead music form, but you'll hear it anywhere you go. Rap, I don't know. You gotta go big cities, but there's, I don't know, the 200 countries there are in the world. There's probably only 600 big cities, but there's like thousands and thousands of small towns that you're not gonna hear rap in ever.
True. Well, even our number one stan Tyler out there in Winnipeg, like there's like no one apparently that's listening to rap out there, and that's just across the fucking province.
I think he just needs to get out more. There's plenty of people in Winnipeg.
I feel like maybe
that he could talk to about rap, but.
And when I was out, I've been a little bit of a worldwide stepper recently, going traveling and shit, and I haven't been hearing, even like, I went to Alberta and Nova Scotia, and I, like, even just out in cars and shit, or out in bars, I haven't been hearing any.
Yo, Deeg, what's the local rap scene in,
oh, true.
Closed location where you're phoning from?
Bleep that out, maybe.
No, you could just say it's Ottawa, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The rap scene in Ottawa, it's not as aggressive. I will say that.
I mean, you got Knight Lovell. He's from Ottawa, right?
Yeah. Who?
This guy Knight Lovell.
Who?
I don't know. This guy, my buddy's into him. He has a song with Snot coming out, so he's like kind of known, I guess. Okay. And
Belly.
Belly. Yeah, Belly's from Ottawa.
Belly doesn't exist. Neither does Winnipeg, by the way.
More hot takes.
Wow. Yeah, I agree.
But hey, that's just more motivation for you to get over the writer's block and start rapping like your ass off again and be the poppin' rapper from Ottawa.
Yeah, I don't actually know if you remember, but before Drake, there was this guy called Cardinal Offishall.
Yeah, bro.
He got like Rihanna features. He got like Skrillex things going on, or I don't know if it was Skrillex, but he had that David. Yeah, it wasn't Skrillex. It was Skrillex before Skrillex. It was David Guetta.
David Guetta, yeah.
And it got like the David Guetta features.
Akon.
Is he from Ottawa? I thought he was from like Saga or something.
No, he's from Toronto, but I'm saying that Ottawa's kind of in that infant stage. Like, it's the pre-Cardinal Official stage.
Okay. So, you can be that Cardinal Official.
You could be performing for free in Mississauga 10 years from now, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, to put it in perspective, I can't even find jerk chicken out here, bro. So you could really make a name for yourself. Right?
We all gotta expand. We gotta expand to Ottawa, folks. I think that's the move. We gotta take over that shit.
I mean, if a guy has bars in the Serbian countryside and no one's there to hear it,
does he even have bars?
That's the question.
Damn.
No, but if that Serbian guy that has bars brings a bunch of Jamaicans around him, they'll definitely hear him.
Now we're talking.
That's true.
Yeah.
We just gotta find where the Jamaicans are out here. That's where the music scene is.
Damn.
That's what Drake did.
That's true.
Yeah, actually, wasn't that real whole Jamaican thing, the adoption of the Jamaican culture from him, the reason why he grew up?
Yeah, I mean, that was
I think so.
That was like passion fruit, right? And like that kind of shit, like that was a big part of it. And that's kind of what...
I don't know the history as well as much as you do probably on this, but...
I mean, Jamaica has been the cornerstone of like Western music for like
Facts.
For like since the beginning, you know, like that's where hip hop started, that's where like rock music started, when it started with blues and stuff like that. You know, like
that's starting Jamaica.
It's always been like that was like ground zero for like a lot of like Western music.
Yeah. Well, all I'm getting from this conversation is that we gotta do a Fanny PaK takeover of Jamaica, and we gotta get in there first and create a new genre of music with the Jamaicans.
I believe that's called
cultural appropriation or imperialism. Oh well, I don't know. I'm throwing out ideas.
Colonization or whatever the fuck.
It's funny you say that, actually, because I know a couple guys. Also, you gotta get in the Discord scene, because
do be popping on Discord.
No, but I'm saying I have a link to a Discord I'll probably send you, and this girl does TikTok lives. I don't know, TikTok is where it's at now.
Facts, so, man, you gotta assist me with some of these TikToks. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing out there.
You think I do? You think anybody does?
Yeah, you know. Too Long seems to be he's making shit. I don't know.
Really?
You know what you gotta do? You gotta do how you really get the views. You gotta do ASMR videos or mukbang videos and just have the album playing in the background.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
But if you're watching this and you do ASMR videos, hit us up.
ASMR to fucking crack in a Prius. Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, Too Long does that shit. Yucky. That's
honestly, you're a freak. Like, what the fuck?
It would go unnecessarily hard. That's my opinion. But did you hear the new Cardi song?
Yeah.
We did. Yeah, we can get into that quick. Kind of whatever to me. I don't know. I listened to it one time.
I like Dirk's verse a lot.
Dirk had a good flow. Ye, I didn't really pick up on what he... I listened to it one time.
Ye had a good thing about, like, me and Pusha will come and kill you. Like, but that's really all I remember.
Yeah, and Cardi was, like, serviceable. The beat wasn't anything cool. I don't really fuck with the beat. It seemed pretty basic to me. I don't know. Take Keith. Is he any good even? I don't really know.
Yeah. I didn't really listen to it.
Yeah.
I was too distracted.
You were looking at Cardi B's boobies.
As we all were.
Guilty as charged.
I mean, I was thinking about it, right? I was thinking about it the other day. I was looking at their ages. Like, she's 29, Offset's 30. Can I fight a 30-year-old?
You can take... I mean, you could take him in a fist fight, but he's got weaponry. He's got some...
I thought they were over.
No, they're still together, right?
No, they're still together, man.
Yeah. Oh. They got the kid.
They have many kids, but, you know, recently I've been looking at these videos that she's been putting out. She put out she put out Money, she put out Walk. And I was like, first off, copyright issues. But second off, why would she put that out if she didn't want me to say, hey, can I fight Offset?
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
She has... No, I can't say that because Nikki Sands will cover it. But I will say, she's fairly good looking.
Cool take there. I think all of us.
All right.
I think all of us would agree.
If people in the UK can kill people with machetes and like kitchen knives, right? It doesn't matter how many weapons Offset has. I got some butter knives in my kitchen. Right? We can see each other on the court if he needs.
Okay, maybe we'll cut this off before you start saying some exonerating shit. But
I mean, he's just admitting that he's gonna kill Offset with a butter knife. Like, I don't know how much more.
I'd like to see it, but that's for another day. Little Deeg, thank you for calling in. He's dope. Thanks for calling in, man. Congrats on the tape and being all over it, and thank you for that. Huge part of it, of course. And I might be on Discord tonight if you want to make something. I think I'm free, so if you're down, I'll hit you up.
Alright, Rich.
Alright, thanks, bro.
Peace out. All right, good to hear from the
boy.
Deego, Unlimited.
So any final thoughts on what he was saying about honestly Nevermind?
Honestly, Nevermind, like listening to this album.
I mean, yeah, that was my... Cause I remember you said... I was a little bit worried because when we first listened to it here, we were in good spirits and stuff, we were joking around, and you said something like, I think I'm gonna ironically like this album all summer, you know? And I was like, kind of worried, just being like, man, I hope it's not actually, I don't want him to, compromise your morals just to force yourself to like a Drake album, you know? But it's safe to say that
I feel like lately I've been allowing my whatever's happening in my life to just take over my opinions on any art that I happen to be consuming at the time, and just be like, I'm in a new mode right now, and this new Drake is what I'm rocking with right now. I could see myself being that.
But it's still...
But it was more with how, when I was reviewing the last Kendrick thing, I liked all the poppier stuff because I was just in more of a poppy mood and listening to more music in more of a public context. But I'm kind of off that now, and this Drake shit just didn't really hit with me.
I think I've said pretty much all. I mean, he had a good point about like it's world music. It's not really for us. Like I'm not a house guy, so like that makes sense, right? But it's still to me not good house. I don't even know what that really means, but like, I don't know.
I'm kind of over the whole "it's not for you" discussion.
Because like it doesn't mean that my opinion's invalid. Because me saying it's trash, like.
Yeah, I just don't really believe in like it being for me or for somebody else, or it's music, it's all out there, and I can hate on it if I want.
Yeah. No, I will say,
I feel like it's just that is one of the easiest criticism deflections out right now. Is oh well, you're the wrong type of person. That's why.
How do you know though? I could be a huge house fan. You know, like you don't really.
The stuff that's really good transcends, and it's even if it's not for you, you still like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a big fan of like singer-songwriter shit and like spoken word type of shit, but I really fucked with Mustafa's album last year.
Like certain things,
like if it's good, that aren't like or like the Silk Sonic shit, like shit that isn't really usually my forte. If it's like really good music, I'll still gravitate towards it. And there's still like I have some songs in the back half that I would consider to be like like pretty decent songs, but. It's still, in what context am I really going to be playing that? Long Night Drive, sure. Summer kind of get together, Fire Pit, sure. Am I going to be bumping this in the winter time? I don't think so.
I do like Drake's rollout and his style of just like. I was listening to the radio like the day after it came out, and it was like on the like Shade 45, and it was just like, hey, it's Drizzy Drake. If you're my ex, lose my number. This is my new album. Like
nice, man. Yeah, no, it's petty.
I was like, and the fact that it's called Honestly Nevermind, like it's just such a perfect.
Like it makes sense for Drake to do this, but it's still like
emotional guy hours. Type album.
And Drake stands will cape for it, like Adam's doing. But
they got to admit it's just not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you said you wanted, though. Like what we were saying before, you wanted him to switch up. And you said that, like...
But it's still, the fact that he's still not putting effort into it is like, well, I at least still want you to try, though.
It was a half-assed switch up.
Yeah, I remember you saying specifically, like, I would rather have him switch it up and it be a flop than it be another Drake album.
Yeah, and that's like I might listen to this more than some shit on CLB because I really don't listen to anything off of CLB anymore. Maybe it's not intentional. It's just like I don't really have the desire to. I said that, but it's still terrible. Like it's
not like, oh, here's the receipts. I'm not trying. It's not it's not like a gotcha statement. I'm just saying like you know what I mean. Like I'm just remembering that now. You know what I mean.
And I mean, like I'm glad that he did it, and hopefully that means like he's more comfortable doing it in the future. But the fact is, I don't think he's been trying since 2016. Like if he put in his all and was on the same wavelength that he was when he made Passion Fruit, and like really tried to make like a proper good house fucking pop album, like with a weekend feature with some other features, and really got fully into the world and that shit and had a proper rollout, I think it could have been pretty good. But the fact that he just kind of seemed like it was rushed, and it was less than a year from his last project, and like Adam said, it seemed like it was just kind of a bunch of leftovers and it wasn't really mixed or produced very well. I'm not gonna fuck with it almost no matter what it is.
Here's what I'll say.
I don't know.
I like the song Laugh Now, Cry Later a lot more nowadays.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I think I hated on it at first.
No, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it at first, and then like when CLB was like rumored to be dropping and stuff like that fall, I was like,
I want that Drake album instead, like one that would fit in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's stop talking about Drake.
Yeah, come on.
Let's move on to Logic. We've been talking about it since day one.
First, rewind to the first pod, talking about No Pressure, his retirement album. He's done, no more. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was in my room for days, ripped off my Logic poster from my wall, and then less than a year later, he put out an intro song, and he put out Bobby Tarantino 3, which was pretty bad. And he put out the Doc D mixtape album thing, which is like his homage to half-assed stuff. Like, it was okay. It's it's good background music.
But here's one of the interesting things is that now that you add up him, Chance the Rapper, Denzel Curry, these are all people who have like wanted to retire or not come back into the game because they got bullied on the internet and didn't like the response. It's all he's sort of Logic is sort of
he's the poster child for that kind of
poster child, and now there's rapper. Like a growing group of rappers who couldn't deal with the fact that they lost clout in the last couple of years and had to scramble to like redefine themselves.
Yeah, I can see that argument from Chance for sure. Denzel,
that one's a bit of a harder argument because he's but it was just because of the
recent tweet,
our segment we did on him a couple weeks ago.
But you even have artists like Doja Cat that are like saying like I'm not making music anymore because just the game is fucked up, and that's kind of, and how like it's not good for their mental, regardless of bullying. Because Doja Cat's making great music and it's being praised and she's winning awards and shit, but she's still not fucking with the industry. I think that was mainly Logic's whole thing, is that he doesn't fuck with the whole industry. A lot of it was social media shit and his anxiety and not good for his mental health and stuff. Okay,
here's the thing though, like it was a pretty good album, Vinyl Days. Like it was a sort of a return. And it was good for like hip hop fans. Lots of great beats on it, and sort of a
throwback. It's boom bap. It's
his updated perspective that he has now. But I will say that like overall, he still kind of comes off like a bitch because he's saying, "Oh, I retired because people were mean to me, and now I'm back."
That's
and all this
not really the focal point of the album, though. Like he mentions it a few times, but like that's not really the theme.
I just think that like the way he presents it, like. I just think that he comes off kind of pathetic, like wanting validation so badly.
I don't think he's trying to do. If he wanted validation badly, he'd be making more pop records like he used to. Like he's not. He's just trying to make rap shit that he likes, though. Like I understand, like you think Logic can be corny and shit, but I don't really see that perspective on the album.
Just like the idea of him mentioning it.
Yeah, like mentioning it, and he's okay to mention. Like I don't think that's a bad thing that he's mentioning it. Like I'm sure, if you don't like it, like fine. But
I'm just saying the way it came off for me.
I guess.
But like I still have positive things to say about it as well.
Figuring out that perspective as well.
But yeah, I'm just not really.
Like it's not like a perfect album, and there's some of these skits are trash.
Not really like overall. I'm just saying overall as like a plot, like I don't really find it that compelling.
Fair.
About his ups and downs with him dealing with his own self-esteem
and the label and shit, and
I think that's just I'm reaching the point where I'm bored with that story of I signed a deal and then my label fucked me over and then blah 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 blah, and it's like bro, like I get it. I've heard this whole story 1,000 fucking times. But now to get onto that, now I can get into some of my positive things.
Yeah,
it starts off good. Like I like Tetris is a great song.
Yeah, and to get my negative if we're doing the negatives first and then getting into the album, yeah, it's a little long. You didn't need some of the songs on there. Some of the ideas were a little bit half-baked.
The skits are mostly unfunny.
The skits are, you take it or leave it. Like, some of them are okay, and some of them are just like, I'm not going to listen to this again. But I understand what he was going for with the whole, like, it's a homage to the old school rap shit. Having, like, AZ as a feature and, like, RZA and shit. Like,
the features were great.
Yeah, and it's great to see Logic with a feature-heavy album because you don't really have that. And for a long time, it seemed like he was being ostracized from the game or blackballed from the label or just not really fucking with other rappers, however you want to paint it. And it's great to see like an Action Bronson feature on here. It's like so fucking dope. Like I really hope that he really fully embraces. I think this is a good step in the next direction. It's not a perfect album. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10-ish. And that's coming from like a really big Logic fan. I still think I respun No Pressure vinyl that I had the other day, and it's probably the first time I listened to it all the way through since he came back. And it's still, regardless of the regardless of the times when on the album he's saying it's his retirement and the whole kind of that whole energy around the album, I still think it's a fantastic album, 8 or 9 out of 10 to me. But I think this is a step in the right direction to see where Logic can go from here, and like if he fully embraces this like rap shit and like really just makes the shit that he wants to make and doesn't worry about the label shit. Like I'm really interested to see where he goes from here. I think this is a nice stepping stone in that direction, especially if he's working with a lot more artists and expanding his production. And because in talking about the highlights, like the production on here is like incredible. Like it's mostly done by like him and his main producer Six, and the production, I said this before, but the production has never been an issue on Logic albums. Like the production has always been either good or like great to fantastic. Like it's always been great production to me. But it's always been like either lyrical content or song ideas and other shit that isn't really that weighs it down to me. But this album is just like him spitting and he goes off, and there really isn't that many cringy bars to me. There's a few that he has the spiritual miracle lyrical shit at least once, I think. There's one where he says something that's also like kind of cringe. I don't remember off the top.
There's one thing that I noticed is that like there's a lot of things where like Logic almost ruins something. Like he gets off some like corny stuff, but then like he keeps going and kind of gets it back again.
Yeah,
he'll like almost ruin a verse by himself by saying something that's so whack.
Yeah, no, yeah, and there are some verses on here that aren't great, some songs that aren't great on here. There are some moments that aren't great, but like the corniness is at a.
But he saves it with the energy, like because you can tell that he's confident enough at least to like finish the song.
Yeah, he sounds hungry, which is sick because that's like some old school mixtape Logic that people were asking for. Like it's kind of a more reformed, more mature. Yeah. He has more stories to tell. He's kind of come out on the other side of this, and it's an interesting perspective to me. Like sure, he's been talking about it a lot, but like it's kind of in a new, fresh way in terms of like he's out of his label now. Like now he can do whatever he wants, and like. It's just interesting as a Logic fan because I know his whole story and like comparing like his mixtapes with a similar sound to this one with a similar sound and just seeing how far he's come. It's super cool for me to see in terms of like how I fuck with the theme of the album. But you can go track by track a little bit here. I didn't make any notes, so I'll just be kind of spitballing, freestyling here. Tetris starts off great. In My Lifetime, the Action Bronson song is fantastic. Action Bronson kills it. The Decade song is probably the weakest one on here to me. I don't like that one.
That one's just okay song to me. Black White Boy was a very good one.
I like that one a lot. J.J. Abrams skit. Let's talk about some of these skits. J.J. Abrams, it's whatever. I
really don't like any of the skit.
Let me see here.
So to explain it, in the album there are all these skits that are voice messages from celebrities that he knows. Part of his whole part of why I don't really I find his whole presentation to be kind of pathetic is because it's like, oh, I have all these celebrity friends that gas me up, and because they said I'm good, and even
I can see that, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. Also, the song La Donda, another lesson in dealing with criticism as an artist. Yeah, he has to do this whole thing of like Anthony Fantano.
I wanted to kill you and strangle you.
Yeah,
and then I called you, and now we're friends. Yeah, I don't like. And then
Anthony Fantano, and then he repeats Fantano telling him, you've built an amazing fan base and you have a cool career and a cool life and you deserve to be here. And it's like, yeah, and he said that to me and I was like, yeah. And it's just this whole thing sounds so fucking pathetic. Like, just get over it.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, there are moments like that, and I understand, like, the perspective of the skits. I choose to chalk it up to, like, it's more of an homage to older shit, but yeah, having a bunch of his celebrity friends is kind of a fucking kissing his own ass.
It's also because he has another bar on another song where he's like, I would much rather take the advice of like my contemporaries than some random guy on YouTube with a podcast or whatever.
I thought that was a shot to us. Like, I'm choosing to take that as a shot from pretty much you specifically, because I've championed Logic on most of the podcast. But yeah, I think he should take a shot at you there.
But like, I heard that and thought, okay, Logic, you're surrounded by yes men, people who see that you're famous. And they just want to gas you up. They want to be a part of your.
And even the skits on here that like are tearing him down are in a way gassing him up. Like in a way
it's fake.
Like,
it's fake roasting.
Corny.
Fake roasting is honestly the worst.
Like the whole.
If you're gonna roast somebody, you have to actually have hatred in your heart.
Yeah, the Michael Rappaport one and like the Tony Ravioli one are just like ugh. Like,
I hate that one.
Yeah, the only one that I will kind
Michael
of fuck
Rappaport
with,
can suck my fucking dick. I hate that guy.
The only one that I fucked with that he got Nardwuar on here. Actually, even though the song is kind of mid, like it's cool that Nardwuar's on here, and the whole thing where he like took that
Aaron Judge, like get out of here,
whatever, and the whole like Earl Sweatshirt like thing from the interview. We're talking about sampling. I fuck with that. It's not really a skit, but it's like it kind of is. That's decent to me. But all the ones that got his celebrity friends is like, I guess they're kind of
okay. So then he mentions Fantano in the one song, and then
he has a Fantano skit.
Where it's sort of he's trying to prank Fantano by releasing this on the album when it's really just his pre-production notes that he had for it or whatever.
Yeah, and Logic was like, "Yo, can I put that on the album instead?"
Oh,
I was like, "Whoa!" Yeah, no, it didn't really. It's not. The skits aren't necessary, really. Like I get what he's doing, but like. It probably would have been a better album, I suppose, if they weren't on there. But I mean, if I just don't like them, I delete them, and then
it is what it is. Like I'm not saying take it off the album. I'm just saying like don't have the idea in the first place.
From there, Quasi is kind of a weird one because he's just trying to.
I don't like that one. That's one of my bad tracks.
Yeah, that one's on my least favorite as well, just because like he's just begging.
He's dick riding his producer so hard.
Well, he's dick riding Madlib, which like I mean you should because he's a fantastic producer, but he's just trying to get him to like rap again, and it's just like. It's not really necessary for the album.
So Madlib used to rap on songs, but now
he kind of went onto this the other personality Quasimodo.
Thing is, like, despite all of my bitching, like this is a good album for any like hip hop fan because there's verses from Royce to 5'9", Wiz Khalifa, RZA,
Blue and Exile.
Currency has a nice verse.
Yeah,
and
Easy
and all these like collaborations work like in the end where
there's time and even Russ
the collab to me gives honestly Russ made that song great
and I think Logic
almost ruined it, but then I
love Logic's verse on that.
There was a part where I thought he was almost ruining it, but then the
back half of his verse is better than the first half. He kind
of powers through and it goes into a second
verse
wind of a song.
Yeah, and it's much better.
And I like that.
Yeah. He kind of brings out the best in a lot of these guys, which is like, I just love the fact that,
and I would not, like...
He's going toe-to-toe with some of these legends, which is like...
I never thought I would be the one to say, like, ever that a song with Logic and Russ on it was, like, good.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I tried... That was a single that came out before, and I tried to, like, talk about it and shit, and you were just like, I'm not listening to this fucking dog trash. I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. It's pretty dope to me.
It was pretty good, honestly. I got it.
Going from there, Bleed It is cool. It has like the kind of Beastie Boys inspiration. I fuck with. It's probably the most like aggressive Logic has sounded on a track, so I like it for that reason. Lyrically, it doesn't really. It's not really. He's talking about watching movies with his mom or whatever. It's not really too compelling lyrically. That one, but it's short enough where it's not inoffensive to me. Clouds,
some decent ideas, but like,
Clouds. I really fuck with the one with. Is that the one with Currency?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great kind of cloud rap ASAP Rocky type beat that I fuck with.
The next song that I actually like other than therapy music is Breath Control.
Wiz Khalifa kind of gives a mid verse at the beginning. Like the energy isn't quite there because Logic just brings so much more energy, and I like his performance so much more than Wiz's that it's not really it gives it a weird power balance, that song, because it's not a bad Wiz verse, but like I think Logic is just much better. Rogue One I don't really remember.
Don't like that one's just an okay song.
Let me play it just to remind myself. Oh, I fuck with the beat on this one a lot, but it's like short. It's
a
almost
lot of it's
too
just
short.
Classic boom bop.
Yeah, boom bop,
boom bap beats.
Kickstyle with all his homies, I respect it. That's not my favorite. 10 Years with Royce is a fantastic one.
I respect it. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Such a way of not saying anything. Really,
honestly.
I'm not trying to hate on it.
Well, because I don't really have anything to say about it. It's
I'll say
season.
One more negative thing was that on the song introducing Nezzy.
Yeah.
Nezzy has a sick verse, but Logic almost ruins the song by congratulating himself too much for putting something on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Nezzy,
I'm such a nice guy for letting you hear this. Now check out my friend right here.
Yeah, if anything, Logic didn't have to be on it at all, and it could have just been that verse, and it would have been dope. I agree with you there. Porter One with RZA is dope. Some old Wu-Tang type shit.
I didn't like Orville or
Orville's fantastic.
Or Carnival.
Oh, I love both of those, man.
Yeah, too boring.
Oh, man. I like Blue. I only recently started listening to Blue in Exile, and I'm really into those guys.
Okay.
So maybe that could be part of the reason, but I really like those two a lot. Orville's one of the standouts to me.
For me, the title track has kind of brought it back into perspective.
That's like one of the best songs on here too. It's so good. And the Game song is like alright, and this whole Sayonara.
I don't like the Game one really.
The Sayonara one's just it's just him literally naming every single Def Jam employee he ever faced. If he pissed beside a Def Jam employee,
Johnny,
he was going to mention
Joey.
Him. Yeah.
We should have that at the end of the podcast today.
I shout out all the please.
All right, keep that beat going. The guy Terry from Tim Hortons got me. Maybe my bagel this morning.
There you go.
My skip the dishes driver.
Yeah.
It was a vibe. It was
I think it's. I mean, I kind of gave my opinions. I mean, I'm glad that you at least fuck with some of the songs coming from a non-Logic fan. And can recognize that it's like
I just remember how bad that the Game verse was, where he was like, logically, chronically.
Maybe it's not as good as I remember, but
that one, like, it's the album was good in that it made me get really mad and think a lot about why did I not like this so much. Funkmaster Flex is funny. All of his stuff.
Oh, I was kind of annoyed by his shit though. Like it was. Like, at first, I kind of liked it.
Annoying, but still funny.
Yeah, I guess. It's weird that he probably couldn't get DJ Drama or fucking, so he just got Funkmaster Flex.
That is kind of
that's probably what
discount
it is.
Version. Overall, good beats, good classic hip hop, but a little bit pointless unless you're really invested in the Logic story.
Yeah, for coming as a Logic, I guess you could say stan for lack of a better term. I do really fuck with it. It's right now it's probably in my top 10 of the year. I think the highs outweigh the lows. I can just get rid of the skits and it'd still be a great album.
Speaking of the highs and the lows,
shit. Let me get off. I
wasn't gonna let a segue like that just fucking drive off the lot.
But yeah, we will get into that next. But yeah, it's not as good as No Pressure or some of his earlier shit, but still, it's an interesting stepping stone in his career. Hopefully he brings more of it, maybe more of a focused, cohesive tape next with a similar sound. Highs and lows.
Chance the Rapper is back again.
He's a few times he's back. I don't know. Yeah, he's come out with a bunch of stuff.
You thought you were good with writing exercise 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Now he's got 4 and 5 and 6 or whatever.
He's just throwing shit at the wall.
See what sticks.
I don't really. I'm kind of lukewarm on the new Chance, to be honest.
There's the two that came out. There's the one, A Bar About a Bar, which is just kind of a whatever.
Kind of a joke song.
Yeah, it's not really a real song to me.
I don't get it. I don't really.
And everything rhymes with bar. I don't know. It's whatever. It's a writing exercise, is what I'll chalk it up to. But I really do fuck with the new Chance and Logic song, or Chance and Joey Badass song, even though it isn't anything spectacular. Neither of their verses are like too great, and like Chance has like some corny. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is like, man, It would be Chance to make that reference in 2022. You know, he probably loved that movie.
That's one of those AI generated rap lyrics.
But other than that, like, it's not offensive. I really love the chorus and the messaging, and it's catchy. It's you know, I like the sentiment behind it. I think it's a step in the right direction, much like Logic shit, but it's still not touching acid rap or his early shit. But it's at least looking to be better than The Big Day, his new shit.
Yeah, it was good to see him and Joey Badass linking up for a collab, you know, for its own sake. Regardless,
I mean, they had one a long time ago.
Came out.
They had one a long time ago called Wendy and Becky that I think was on like some mixtape. I don't know. It was kind of like unreleased or something. It wasn't. I can't remember exactly what the circumstances were around that song, but like it was a song that they made together and released in some capacity. But that was like kind of before both of them were like.
Don't you get the sense though that there's something a little bit missing from these new Chance songs? They don't quite. Maybe it's just like these aren't really meant to be album quality music, but it just doesn't. I don't know. Is he not like he's giving up on his hook game, or he's
no? Because I really fuck with the hook on the new one, and I think that the new one probably will be on the album at the very least. Assuming it's coming sooner rather than later.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's good and it's an improvement, but it doesn't give me that acid rap feeling.
No, because that's a whole different. He doesn't have that energy anymore. He's not on acid anymore. He's that whole lyric. He's not as lyrical anymore. I think it's mainly lyric wise. Like, I think that's because he still has the flows and he can still flow. It's just what he's saying isn't as interesting. So that's like my main thing. And the production isn't maybe as interesting either. But like, production has never been like a huge focal point for me with Chance. It's always kind of been his charisma and stuff. I'm
not. If I was a betting man, like, I'm just not sure if I would put my chips in on Chance ever making something that's as like iconically great.
No, I think acid rap's a flash in the pan of musical just creativity and just Coloring Book was pretty good too. I think he could probably top Coloring Book at some point, but I think if we're comparing all of his next albums to acid rap,
to Surf was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Surf album,
underrated.
That's a rare one.
Yeah.
Check that one out.
But I think
Donnie Trumpet.
I think if we end up comparing all of his albums to acid rap, we're just gonna not enjoy a Chance album ever again. Like, I'm willing to kind of
that
move on from acid rap.
The fate that he is doomed.
Yeah, I think I'm willing to like move on from acid rap in terms of just realizing that he's not going to make anything that good again, and just enjoy what he's coming out with and see what happens. But so far, I mean, I enjoyed the highs and the lows quite a bit. I'll say.
Yeah, I listened to Wraith a little bit more than that one. The one with him.
Right, I kind of forgot about that one. I haven't listened to that one as much, but I do fuck with that one as well. And what was the one that came out, like the whole like painting mural thing? I already figured out what it was called.
Child of God.
That one's kind of whatever.
Good,
Moving on from
I can
there.
hear it, so
yeah. Okay.
One thing, real quick, like I don't have that much to say on it, but the Boldy James project, Killing Nothing, is pretty good.
Okay, I haven't.
It's very much on some crime movie.
Isn't that all the
kind of low key? Yeah, it's like it's not reinventing the wheel or anything, but it's just more of what we like from him. Mainly the main song "Open Door" with Rome Streets and Stove God Cooks is the one that you want to listen to from that.
Okay,
it's got a real I don't know. It's a vibe.
Did you listen to the new Conway Big Ghost album? I think it like just hit streaming.
I heard it. I heard it once on YouTube, and then but not since then. It's another one of those. The title is like the wicked shall rest upon the.
It's some nerdy Shakespeare shit, but it's like hard enough.
The wrath of the. It's always something very.
I think I'm gonna save the Calvin Harris shit until the album drops.
New Merlyn Wood, Green Light.
Yep, I mean he's. I like that that Brockhampton is still. You know, he's like. I'm excited that at least one Brockhampton member is still making music and showing hopes of having like a good career, maybe. Because we haven't heard. I was talking to Josh the other day about it. We haven't heard anything about maybe a new Brockhampton album since they were at Coachella and announced that a new one's coming this year. I haven't heard anything from any of the guys, so I guess we'll wait and see. But the new Merlyn Wood song, it's good. It's nothing like too stand out or fantastic, but it's like it's a vibe. It's a tune.
It's on some Green Light. wacky
late.
shit.
I just love his charisma and his energy. He's
funny. Yeah, he's like
tough to make a bad song with such a
says
likable
something
guy.
about little booties need love too, right? So
I think so. Yeah. I mean, hey, that's what we're all about here at the
important
Rapcast.
message out there. And then he said something about I like MILFs. Thoughts on that?
Profound statement.
Yeah, I saw a good tweet the other day that was like, you know, when it's like the two lineups and one has like one's super filled and one of them is like no one's on it, and it's like one is like guys who say they like MILFs, and then the other one is guys who want to date somebody who has kids.
Yeah, yeah, thanks.
And it's like no one's in that row.
Exactly. Well, I think the main, not to get into it, but if it's like a young kid, if it's like a baby and you have to almost like kind of raise it, then it's like okay, whatever. But like if it's like your friend's mom that is like kind of hot, then like I think that's probably more of what they're getting.
That's more my category. Of
yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to bring that one up really quickly, just to incriminate us all.
Well, if
I didn't say shit, so you can't get me.
Well, you're a part of SuperFinger, Josh, unfortunately.
Well, please don't call the police.
And please don't release any more XXX features, because that fucking Kanye X song officially came out towards... They say it's this first single from Donda 2. They say it's the single... I guess it was out because the X album came out, like a new X album where it's all like his streaming songs just out, or all his SoundCloud songs out on streaming. Which I'm like, that's cool, you know, they should have done that, right? But it's this song True Love or whatever it's called. It's not. I don't really like it. Doesn't really fit. It's a kind of mishmash of ideas. It's just Kanye being on his divorced dad shit and X just on some heartbreak shit. Just looped chorus. Nothing too much to say about it, really.
Yeah. It's weird how he name checks XXXTentacion's son.
Yeah, Dick You May.
What's going to happen with that guy? Is he just going to be like a salesman?
Stockbroker?
Yeah. Or is he going to be...
No, he's probably going to be... the mom is probably going to pimp the kid out or something. I could see just being some Hollywood baby that has a fucked up life, maybe. I don't know, man. I hope it's not like that. I'm just saying, like, you know, odds aren't on his side, probably. How they're handling his dead father's legacy and shit. I don't know.
It's just...
That might force... I think it would be crazy if they like force him into rapping at like 7 years old or some shit. And like put him in front of the studio. Like, you have to make his music as good as your fucking... Like, they have his rights and shit. And like, I don't know. The label owns the child somehow.
That would be a good plot for a movie.
I wouldn't put it past to be
It'd be crazy if the label is like... X, before you die, because we know you're gonna die.
We have the rights
everything
to all
that you
your
create,
offspring.
everything that you create, whether it be children or music, we own. So
yeah, everything that you create, and under that comes a child.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Honestly, they're on some supervillain shit. So
the new contracts are like, you have to fucking jizz into a cup and send it to your label every.
Yeah.
So they can create literal clones of you.
Yeah. We'll get one more album out of the way before we just do a bunch of songs. Post Malone, 12 Karat Toothache.
Post Malone.
It's been a while since it's come out. I've sat with it. I've listened to it a few times. I think I have a little bit of a biased opinion just because the first time I listened to it, I was trekking in Nova Scotia with my girlfriend, just listening to it and vibing.
I was going to say drunk, but...
I've probably listened to it while drinking maybe once. I can't remember.
So this is the Nova Scotia album for you.
Yeah, so it reminds me of the good times when I was there, but, you know, it's still not great. It has some highlights for me, but a bunch of misses, too.
I liked the song with him and Gunna. I
hate that one. That's, like, the worst one on. Insane is not good, too. I don't like Insane, either.
There's a song... Honestly, like, parts of it were pretty entertaining.
The one with Doja Cat I really like. I like you, I do. It's kind of girly, but it's I fuck with it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like his darker stuff too. Like I like the ones like he's depressed,
Love, Hate Letter to
Like
Alcohol?
that's a great one. The Reputation's good. Euthanasia's good.
I absolutely loathe the song with him and
Kid Laroi.
Yeah. God, that guy's...
Yeah, and
his voice is just, like, so bad.
I can't stand Kid Laroi, and there's, like, no beat. Like, I don't mind post part in it, but, like, there's no... It just... I thought, like, the beat would build up or something, but there's just, like, nothing. It's weird. It's a weird one.
We need.
I don't loathe it as much as you, but it's.
We need more songs, just in general, that like have a build up. You know, that go places. You know, that take you on a journey. I kind of miss that.
Yeah, there's a nothingness feeling to like 60% of shit that comes out.
The other songs I liked on here, Cooped Up, we talked about. I like Lemon Tree.
There's the one song. I think that's the one I liked, where he has like this. This flow where he's like, I want to see a girl in a short skirt.
Yeah, he has like a
bar in a short skirt.
he has like a weird like Texas country inflection, and it's like kind of funny, kind of bad, but it's like charming. I don't know. I fuck with it.
I like his heavily accent. Like, he has certain things that are. This is his appeal. He does the warbly voice thing.
Yeah,
and it's like sometimes it's annoying and like, but then sometimes he strikes gold and actually like brings a lot of extra oomph to the track, but I didn't really do that good of a job of reviewing this album.
Right.
Like
at the end of the day, and the one with The Weeknd is like a good pop song. It's on the radio.
And I liked Cooped Up.
I didn't like The Gun I Want. I didn't like Insane. I didn't like When I'm Alone. I didn't like Waiting for a Miracle. The last song is just like a demo. I don't really like that one. Wrapped Around Your Finger is like a decent like pop one too, but like there's nothing really on here that's like as good as like Psycho or like some of his older shit. Like Reputation is good and Love, Hate Letter, Alcohol are good in their own ways, but like they're not really like the pop hits that you expect from it. But I hope he's like okay. Like it's kind of a sad album, and like, you know, if the dude dies young, it's gonna be pretty ghostly listening to some of his shit. Because he's alluding to a lot of shit, and he seems like he's, you know...
I don't think he's gonna...
I mean, maybe it's all play, maybe it's all an act, who knows, but... From seeing some of his interviews... From seeing some of his interviews, it seems like he's kind of, like, low-key and not, like, too... I don't know, you know, it's just me not wanting another rapper to die young at this point.
Wow. You're such a...
Not a rapper.
You're such a good guy.
He's not a rapper, though, and I still have to give flack
for him.
He's a
rock star.
Because he dissed rap music, so it's still kind of fuck you posty, but...
When did he say that?
It was just a thing of like how... He didn't say fuck you to rap, it was just like... Nothing's interesting in rap anymore, type of thing. And that's just like wrong, you know, I don't know. People kind of went with it and dragged him in the mud for it for a little bit, but whatever. At the end of the day, it's like an alright album. It's not too bad, it's not too great. It's my first Posty album I'll listen to all the way through. And I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would, so I guess that's a good thing.
That just made me think of Lil Xan. Remember him?
Yeah. Someone that probably should have died young. Completely
You're such a good person. No, you should have
completely fucking going 180 on my take right there. But
that was one of these, like... That was when face tattoos just dropped.
That whole 6ix9ine, Lil Xan... fucking Little Pump era. We're gonna look back. We look back on that era of SoundCloud rap being like, damn, that was a. What were they on like back then?
They gotta have a like reality show called SoundCloud House.
Yes, like, man.
All just absolute.
I'll be a special guest.
It honestly wouldn't be that hard of a like
concept. Yeah, just have them in the house and just have like, you know.
And just like the prizes you get a Drake feature.
Yeah, you get a feature. yeah. That's a good concept. If there's anyone TV executive listening out there, decent idea.
Yeah, I was actually just recently I was listening to Drake songs where he just completely vultured the other person. Mainly, it was Got the Club Going Up on a Tuesday. I Love McConan.
Oh, okay. And he just like stole his style pretty much.
Yeah. He did a remix of the song.
Oh, okay.
That's an old song.
Like, then you
kind of blew up. I Love McConan, but at the same time, like
he left him in the dust as well. He kind of do a Party Next Door too, where he just kind of in the Weekend almost to an extent, like.
Yeah, and the other one I remember was Look Alive, Black Boy JB.
Oh yeah, and that one Little Baby song, Yes Indeed, to an extent as well, maybe.
But Lil Baby is huge now, and
I guess that's true.
You know, it's more like when Drake just came along.
Yeah.
found something that was somewhat popping, featured on the song.
Yeah, exactly.
Got what he could out of it, and then
left him
in the dust, pretty much. But
sometimes it works out. Sometimes.
But I Love McConan did a song with Ray Sremmurd years later.
No, I Love McConan like still has like some clout as far as I know. Like,
but he became sort of in that new like pop punk rap world a little bit.
Did you listen to the new Ray Sremmurd song? I didn't listen to it.
Honestly, fuck Ray Sremmurd.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I like Swang. That's as much as they're gonna get out of me.
They kind of suck. I don't know.
I'm not the biggest fan of those guys.
But like, yeah, I like the song "No Type" by them. But other than that, man, we're pretty much
going
through.
From there. I'll just say this new Guap Dad song with Wiz Khalifa and Currency is pretty good. New Joji song. What do you think? Because I mean, the video was the thing that you watched. I think the song is like beautiful, but I'm a Joji like stan, so.
It was like a sad, like funeral type song.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not really into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I haven't given Joji a shot. Yeah. I probably should have listened to
Nectar's. I still stand by Nectar.
The album that you put on your list.
Yeah.
I just noticed you got the Lil Wayne.
Yeah, got
action
the Lil Wayne,
figure.
Lil Wayne Funko, pretty much back there. But
we got the Guillermo Funko.
I think it's. I think his vocals are like getting better and better. And even though like the song isn't anything much, it's just like a piano and him singing. Like I think it's still like fucking super good. And the video is like nuts. It's like it's funny too, but it's like also sad. It's like it's an experience. It's like these fucking
funny and sad.
Yeah, both. Just like
all
the time.
The SuperFinger album.
Yeah. There you go. More of
Cash in, cash out. Last one. We'll wrap it up on.
There's a few more I think.
Okay.
That I want to talk about.
Rico Nasty.
Well, Rico Nasty's coming out soon. 2 new songs, kind of in a punky, kind of synthy, metal rap shit. I fuck with it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, the one song she's just getting so ignorant that she's like,
yeah.
If you're listening to this,
yeah, sorry. Like it's just kind of it's a mess of a song, but it's like good. It's a good mess. I like it. I like the energy she's going on. I'm kind of bummed she scrapped the album like with the 100 Gex producer. Because I would like some of my favorite songs on her last album were like produced by him.
Yeah, oh for real.
So I'm kind of bummed she scrapped that, but I'm interested to see where she's going from here.
The song's mostly just about how she wants to smoke lots of blunts.
Smoke some blunts, yeah. Cash in, Cash Out, Tyler the Creator, 21 Savage, Pharrell. Didn't expect this one at all.
Kind of a bombshell.
Yeah,
that one goes off in the strip club. Probably.
Yeah, but it is a bit repetitive. The chorus is kind of whack. It's kind of good, but I can't quite decide if I like 21 Savage on the song. Tyler's verse is good, but 21 just like serviceable. The hook is repetitive. I still haven't really decided if I like the song or not, if I'm being real.
Here's what I'll say. I liked the song Okra by Tyler the Creator.
Well, yeah, that one came out like that's like an old song.
But that was sort of an example of a Lucy Tyler track that I thought was actually really good.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit mid.
Well, I think it's more of a Pharrell joint. I think it might be for a Pharrell album. I don't exactly know what the purpose of it is.
It sounded like something that would have fit in on the Deego album.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is not really like the highest
praise or standard, but like it's still like if it was on there, at least it would have had more of an identity, I guess. Maybe
I like the video a lot.
Video is fucking dope, but like even if the song is like whatever, it might make the top 10 videos of the year for me because that shit's very impressive.
Claymation. I don't know if it was claymation or animation.
JID has been in the news a bit in terms of he dropped that new freestyle on YouTube, 29 freestyle, where he's just really experimenting with his flows and the beat's super like weird, and I really fuck with it. And he's going off, and like the back half of it is really dope. Nothing too crazy lyrically, but it's just JID. He's got the best flow in the game.
Fly fishing for the video.
Yeah, his flow is insane.
That shit got me in the mood for summer.
Facts. Let's go fly fishing after this, boys.
Cuts to fucking.
And then that new Dot the Genius, who's like I guess a producer, song JID, Kid Cudi, and Denzel Curry. That's a great one.
Here's what I'll say. I didn't really like Kid Cudi's verse.
Kid Cudi's verse is the weakest on there for sure. Yeah. Denzel has a great hook and great energy. JID, great verse in the back half.
But it has like a kind of a
good.
dark video game kind of style beat.
I fuck with the beat, so maybe he's doing like a Neego type album as well. Like if we're getting some producer albums, like I'm for it because it usually means that you get some artists that might not necessarily work with each other, you know, on these tracks. Yeah, so shout out to
They should have like a rapper league where the producers are like the teams, and like you can like draft players to be on a certain amount of songs for you.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Maybe this is too big of an idea to just drop on the podcast like that, but
yeah, it might be too much for my brain at this point of the pod. But last little bit, new Joy Badass song album coming out July 22nd. New song, I can't remember what it's called.
So he pushed back his album because of Drake.
Well, it was supposed to drop the same day as Logic and Drake, but he pulled it out because of sample issues. Who knows? Could be true, could be bullshit. His antics are a little bit put him in a little bit of a suspect area to me, so I'm not really sure if I want to believe what he says online. But the new song is dope. I fuck with it. I'm still looking forward to it. It's might be a little bit of a hot take, but
So the album's called 2000.
It's a sequel to 1999, which is like one of my favorite rap albums, and I think it's leading up to be a disappointment to me just because I'm going to be comparing it. It's my whole thing with sequels to albums. I don't like it because it's comparing it to the first one. Usually the first one's going to be better for the most part. There's no way he can top 1999 to me, really, as far as I know. Like, and like his verses recently, like they've been good, but like they haven't really been up to the standard of where he was 5 years ago when he last dropped. Like, sure, the new verse on the Chance one was like decent, and like the Head High song and the new one are like they're good, but like he's not really saying anything too interesting to me. Like he's not really lyrically. He used to be like a lot more interesting to me, so he might fall into the whole new kind of Chance thing that we were talking about. How, at least in my mind, Chance just doesn't really have that lyrical ability anymore. So we'll see what happens with the Joey album, but I'm going in with a little bit bated breath. So we'll see, but.
Yeah, it's been a good summer.
Other than that, we poddin', we going, and
we in this thing. We're in the rap game now.
I mean, before we wrap up, I'm assuming we all listened to the Minions Rise of Gru soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
So that's all I've been listening to.
They had a Brockhampton song on there. A St. Vincent song was on there, and there was
I did actually.
Jack Antonoff, who's like someone apparently.
Jack Antonoff is like.
Yeah, he writes all the Taylor Swift songs.
The biggest pop. The biggest pop producer. Like,
he made the album or something. It's it's some soundtrack shit. I didn't actually listen to it.
Oh no, it's just
It's just a joke, guys. Please don't call the cops on me.
My vape is out of battery.
Damn. That's how you know it was a good pod.
Yeah.
Please don't call the cops. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. Check it out, man.
I'm dropping acid on the front porch. I killed a bitch with blunt force. Left the hoe with cunt swords and still managed to duck court. There's mad dog hairs on my sweatpants. I've sent your bitch the eggplant. She on a strict vegan diet. That bitch gave me science. Then I told her the #1 rule. Be quiet. Actually, this is not right in this political climate. I'm out.